நானே டீச்சர்டா.
This is Tata. Yeah. Hello.
we pay gratitude to Brahmarishi Patriji for this beautiful meditation. Gratitude to all the masters who are present on this. Gratitude to Dr. GK who has set up these beautiful spiritual tablets. Gratitude to all the guides and god goddesses whom you believe in. Slowly and slowly, now we clasp your hands over your eyes. And as I count from 5 to 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just keep your palm over your eyes and slowly try to open your eyes in your palms. So, welcome, friends. Good evening, whichever part you have joined in from. So, today we start with our L1 session on spiritual tablets, and today's topic is traffic signals of the soul. So, we have a wonderful mentor with us today, Arputha, who will take on this session. So, over to you, Arputha. Welcome you all.
Yep. Thank you so much, Anjana ji. Let me just give me a second. I will share my screen. Yep. You all could see my screen. Yeah. So let me, before going into the sharing part, I would just like to speak a little bit about spiritual tablets and how important it is for me and for everyone of us here. Um, So I'm very, very, very glad because it's been a year now after I finished my L1 course, and now I am here with you all, and very glad and grateful that Dr. GK gave me this opportunity to share my wisdom on traffic signals. So, which is traffic signal is something that is the core concept of spiritual tablets, let's say. That was the setback, even for the breakthrough of spiritual tablets at one point. So, what is traffic signals? We will understand in detail, and so whatever we are learning here in spiritual tablets sessions, it is of course for our own self. Like let's say, each and every concepts are like tested and that's been in practice since last 25 years, and you could see a great benefit out of these concepts. L1 is really really mandatory for every one of us, and um, this when you learn this spiritual tablets, you also keep yourself in mind that after finishing the L1 course, you are the counselors and you are the doctors, spiritual doctors. So with that in the mind, and it is very very um, risky. For example, when you treat the patients, it is as equal to whatever a doctor, a scientific, let's say an allopathy doctor, um, when he learns his subjects and all, equal to that and even more. We have the responsibility to handle spiritual tablets. So with that in the mind, we will start to see about traffic signals. So traffic signals is nothing but it is similar to, let's say, the traffic signals in the physical lives. Let's say, for example, you are going in your car or a bike. If you follow the traffic light, let's say it's a green, you you go. If it is red, you stop. And most of us, whoever here or joined in the abroad countries, though, so we, of course, we know how we, like we understand the traffic signals of the road, and how we have to respect it. If imagine, if we didn't respect it, and imagine if there is a red signal and if we still go, and we would not understand, of course, the um, uh, the situation is how it's going to be. So either we may end up having an accident, or we may cause damage to someone else, or we could become a potential danger to the planet Earth. So simply by having the idea of spiritual tablet, especially the traffic signals, we can happily keep our body, mind, and soul, these three things, in a beautiful way, so that nothing of these three components will not suffer. So that is the main goal, why we need to understand this traffic signals. And traffic signals is here, when we speak about traffic signals, it is traffic signals of our soul. So you are in your life, you are traveling, and all of a sudden, let's say, you don't know what to do. You are blocked, you are stopped. You are stopped by any situation means what? You are having a red signal now. And what is the wisdom that we need to apply? And once we are aware of what are all the existing signals and what does it mean by each rules, only then we can easily apply it, and we can nail whatever the situation we are encountering. So keeping that in the mind, we just go into the traffic signal concept. So totally, let me share the screen. So there are totally 10 key concepts. So traffic signals of the soul. Hope you all are able to see my screen. And yep. So let me just quickly go through all these concepts line by line for the next 10 minutes, and then we will discuss everything in detail for our next hour. So suffering is due to individual ignorance. This is the key point that we need to keep in the mind whenever we encounter any of our PGs, the patient god. Now you guys are very much aware of the term patient god, if I am not wrong. So you are encountering anyone, those who definitely you will encounter, because after, once you understood these concepts, once you applied this afterwards, so it's like becoming a doctor. So doctor is not only he will learn the concepts theoretically, but once he understood theoretically, he will also experience, he will get some practical situations. So similarly, when we are learning these things, so be prepared, get ready to expect some situation in life. And it is you who have to here, after understanding these concepts, apply those concepts and get some understanding, get some um, profound wisdom in each concept, so that tomorrow any of the people who are suffering is going to come and ask you, you know what to tell him and why to tell him and what not to tell, and what exactly to say at what, at the given moment. So doing the right thing at the given moment, for me, is equal to spiritual tablets. That's what I'm seeing. The spiritual tablet is, and I'm in the journey of spiritual tablet for the past 3 years, and I'm experiencing a great amount of goodness in my life. Either it could be the job manifestation or any physical problem. So it is not only about the health problems that you will encounter in your body, it's also the problems that you encounter in the mind level, it's also the problems that you encounter in the soul level. So when you have the term itself as spiritual tablet, it's a tablet given to the spirit, it's a tablet given to our soul. So the first point, suffering is due to individual ignorance. What does it mean? So, good or bad, anything is coming to you because of yourself. So, your PG could be like giving you a lot and lot of explanation, saying that I've been undergoing torture because of this person, because of that person. I'm not able to concentrate in my life because of the my husband or my wife, or I don't know, I am not able to understand my purpose of life. Anything, whenever he is blaming others, it is wrong. You can directly say to him, and it is because of his own ignorance or her own ignorance he or she is suffering. So, this is the ultimate point that came from Buddhism. So, Dr. GK, he very nicely he came across, came up with this topic thing, that is combined wisdom from various masters from different parts of the world, not only from the east but also from the west and from everywhere. So the first and foremost point, suffering is due to individual ignorance. This is what we need to have in the mind. And second one, once, okay, now I understood that I suffer because um, I am lacking knowledge. I am ignorant, so I am suffering. Then what I could do? Now I want to get rid of, let's say, for example, I got kidney pain. Now I want to get rid of this pain. Then you have to tell to your PG, don't worry, everything is possible, nothing is impossible. So it could be anything, how much ever the karma he might have in his life. But at any given point, everything is possible in the point of view of this nature, from the point of view of God. So for the God, can we say God cannot accomplish certain things? Definitely not. If not, he or she, they are not a God, isn't it? So be from the godliness level, and you can assure saying that it is possible to overcome that problem. Because anything that we have in our body, any pain or any disease that we have in our body, is because of lack of knowledge in our soul level. Once we correct it, there is no chance that we will have that problem in our body. Okay, now he got the understanding that it is possible to get rid of that pain, and tell to him that he can create a new reality. He can create a new organ itself, for example. So it's for even ourselves. It's not only focusing on the PG, but we are preparing for becoming doctors. So I'm saying in that aspect. So you create your own reality. Anything is possible. Okay, anything is possible. And what can I create? Anything you can create. So you create your own reality. It is not because someone else did something and your reality is in this way. No, it's always because how your inner is vibrating, our exterior is in that way. So you create your own reality is the formula that is given to us by the great master Seth, written by Robert Jane. So this particular wisdom is channeled by Robert Jane, and this was communicated to our planet Earth by the great master called Seth. See, Dr. GK, he even went for another level of getting wisdom from another planet or another system, star system. So it is how we all have to be. And the fourth point is understood that I can create my reality. Once we understood this concept, what we will, get in life is we will get different opportunities. Once you say to the universe that I am ready now to create my own reality, so what you will encounter is you will get a lot and lot of different opportunities in life. So by seeing at them, you should not lose any single opportunities. If you see any opportunity, and if you think that, what will I learn from this? It seems to be a very, it seems to be not a big deal. It seems to be a very simple thing. Do you have idea in it? If you have really idea, then you can omit it. But if you think even little bit that I didn't explore that opportunity, but still I don't feel like doing it. Even if you feel like you didn't explore it, you have to go and explore it. So do not lose any opportunity, because we don't know. We don't know in what form the gift is given to us by this universe. So use all the opportunities wisely, and never ever give away any opportunities. And then you are never given a wish without also being given the power to make it true. So once you understood that, okay, an opportunity came and you picked that opportunity, and now let's say, for example, you want to you got an idea. In that opportunity, you got an idea to make that opportunity to create a good reality for you. But you are thinking that, oh, the way what I am thinking, will it work or not? Kindly don't worry, just go proceed and do. Because here you need to understand, if you are getting a thought itself, you are supposed to have the thought. That is the reason why the nature is giving that to you. If not, the nature won't even give that thought to you. So believe in this, have the trust in this process. We were not, we got everything out of free. Our body, our mind, our soul, everything. Nothing is made by ourselves. Because the things are around us, we are growing, we are learning. So if that is the case, there is a greater power which is holding us, which wants us to evolve further and further. So don't even have a simple, not even a little bit of doubt in this nature. You were protected nicely when you were in the womb of your mom. Were you aware at that moment what will how I am going to develop my fingers or arms or the brain or eyes? Everything was precisely taken care of by this mother nature, isn't it? So if that is the case, blindly trust the process and get whatever the wishes that you are getting. Just go and proceed it without even having any doubt. So you also being given the power to make it also true. So if your spiritual master is saying you to do something, doesn't mean that you don't have to doubt yourself. If the opportunity came to you, you have to grab that opportunity, and without having the power to make it to true, nature won't even given it might have not even given that opportunity to come to you. So you have to grab all the opportunities and have the faith that you have also given the power to make it true. And then like attracts like. So once you are in a particular project, you will attract lot and lot of like-minded people, and through them it's always a group work. Don't ever think that we can develop individually. We need everyone's help. We need this tree to have our breath. We need to have the animals to so that we can exist in this planet Earth. If we need honeybees, they have to help the flowers in pollination. So it's a complete, the ecosystem is complete, and we need everyone else's help. And similarly, in our life, if we want to grow, there are two levels. One is individual level and another one is group level. Both are important. We need to learn wisdom, we need to understand the concepts, we need to evolve ourselves, and we also carry everyone together along with us. It's our responsibility. We need to have a lot and lots of spiritual children and seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness first, and all other things will be added unto you. Okay, like-minded people are coming, fine, and my project, hopefully it works fine, but eventually you have to have the mindset that God is everywhere, and the God is residing in you, and you have to first seek the kingdom of the God and his righteousness, and all else will be added unto you. So in the process of this life, we tend to doubt ourselves, we tend to suffer, but at any given moment, if you have this connection between God, will you ever suffer? Definitely not, isn't it? So if that is the case, you may suffer if your friend is gonna hurt you. You may suffer if your husband or wife is gonna hurt you. But who is there to console you? It is the God. So the God particle is you. So you need to understand this. You need to experience this. The kingdom of God is within you. So always try to be a God. And the other point, so eighth one, we must have only spiritual desires and goals. Once you are aware of God, once you are aware of the social things, once you are aware of spiritual things, sorry, and the soul is existing, everything is there. Now your life is gonna become spiritually oriented rather than materialistically oriented. Why it is so? Because our purpose of life is actually to evolve further. That is the purpose of life. To understand who we are, to understand our mission of life, to know why we took birth in this world, to know where we are in our project that we put in our soul level, and where we are and where we have to go, where we are supposed to go, and what we are supposed to do. So, in that aspect, one would never have a material aspect as his or their his or her has desire. If they have the materialistic goal as their desire, what is the point? What is the whole point? They may have hundreds and billions of houses, trees, or the lands, or whatever, the golds, for example. But what is the use? We will leave that. Even tomorrow, if we die, everything, whatever we stored, whatever we saved, is gone. So, what is the use of putting all our time in running behind the things that are temporary? So, in life, we always need to focus on the thing that is permanent. So, our soul factor is permanent. The existence of soul is permanent. The soul is residing in this body. This body is not carrying our soul. So, if this body is not gonna take another soul, no. The body, we know it is gonna decay. It is gonna destroy. So if that is the case, why do we need to give lot and lot of focus on this physical body? So we need to be aware that we must have only spiritual desires, which means I would like to understand who am I. I would like to make everyone meditating so that they will also understand who they are. I would like to learn a lot and lot of spiritual books because knowledge is vast. We can never say that I learned everything. So everything that is including the aspect of soul you need to learn. We will see in detail when we go inside. And giving is the best form of receiving. What you want, you must give first. So once you understand that you are a god, now the being should become like a god. God will not come and take anything from you. God is there to give you. That is why we are considering him as God. So if that is the case, how we have to be? We have to become a giver rather than a getter, rather than keep asking some things. We need to keep giving things. Once we keep giving things, we grow like God. God is abundant, isn't it? Without God, we can't exist. Without the universe, without the presence of universe, we are not there. So if the universe is there and we are the very minuscule and tiniest part of this universe, imagine how big God is, how big this nature is. And why the nature is very big? Because the nature wants to give. So it is big. If the nature wants to take even a single point of thing, he might have become nothing in size. The universe might have not even existed. The universe is existing because it wants to give. So you will understand once you start to give, you will understand by giving we will get eventually. So that is another point. And what comes out of the mouth is more important than what goes inside the mouth. So by understanding all the above concepts, now we understand God exists and we are God. So once we become God, we all have to be like God. Whatever the word you will say will become truth. So you have to be very careful. You will create, you become the co-creator. From Mooladhara, now you have moved to Sahasrara. So from the first point, you were suffering from out of the worldly point, worldly activities because of your Mooladhara issues. Slowly you moved into the other chakras, and at the end of the 10th point, you will be in vibrating in the Sahasrara. So once who understood all these points clearly in life, if he might have at least worked on 3 points in the spiritual in the traffic signals especially, then all the rest of the points will be taken care of. It they will follow. So you don't have to worry about everything, but make sure you are clear with at least 3 points and apply that in your life, and you will see everything will follow. Let me go to the second the other slide, and now we understood. So almost whatever we wanted to discuss is already over. So we know the core concepts now, but now we will go and see everything in detail to understand in a minute level how these things are occurring and how to overcome those things. So suffering is due to individual ignorance. So we can suffer either because of physical problems. You can become handicapped, or you can become you can have any injury on your legs or anything, and either you can become mentally ill. You can be always fearful irrespective of the situation is whatever the situation is, given situation is, you will be fearful for no reason. All these are mental issues. You feeling a bit stressed, feeling worried. All these are coming under mental disease. And socially also we will suffer whenever we will get some disputes, whenever we will get some problems between our closed ones. Either it could be husband, wife, or children, or between us and our friends, or any people that we encounter so far. They are coming under social problems and spiritual problems. Any lack at soul level, which means when you feel empty little bit, when you feel something is missing from your soul level, then there's a problem in your soul. So once we understood the core principle that I am the soul and not the body, then we have to agree that all the sufferings are due to our own self. because the soul cannot be destroyed by any means. The soul can never be become empty. The soul is always full. The soul wants to always give. The soul is always thriving, isn't it? So you need to understand that the soul has come up with various, we could see in the next slide. Yeah. So three types of afflictions. So we say we suffer due to our individual ignorance. So individual ignorance can happen because of these three types: Adhyatmik, Adibautik, Adidaivik. Maybe you might have learned all this concept in your three tablets series, maybe, if I'm not wrong. And if that is the case, you know already. So yeah, Adhyatmik is one's own body, mind, and soul affliction. So whatever the lack that you are having in soul level, and you will get the disease or you get any problem because of some ignorance in your soul. So 90% of the problem that we will get in our life is because of this adhyatmik, because your atma means soul. So any problem, any suffering, adhyatmik means any suffering that is occurred due to the atma, which is soul, is what we need to work upon. So 90% of that is coming through the problem in our soul. The soul has not enough learned some things that it has to learn. Let's say, for example, we are getting hurt on our leg, for example, and we were not able to go to our office. That means you were supposed to be at your house at that day. Why the nature wanted you to be in the house? And maybe you were in the house, you might have did some duties when when whatever you were supposed to do in the house. For example, when you were in the house, you might have taken a book and you might have started reading it. And it means nature is now making you to read that book. But if you would have did that before itself, earlier itself, nature is now not gonna make you to strictly, break your leg and make you to sit down and start to do your activity. So we need to, that's why there are 7 experiences. You will understand, you will come across this concept in spiritual tablets, maybe already learned, um, or maybe if not, you will soon learn. So 7 experience, you will understand the experience that you got out of a dream, the coincidences, while you read any books, when the wisdom that comes through your master, or any meditation experience or group discussion experience. Plenty of these experiences you need to analyze why you got a particular thing. And if you were aware enough, then you might have overcame that. Let's say, if you are getting a music instrument in your dream, it means that you are supposed to learn that. It doesn't mean that you are looking something very um, different thing, and you are very gifted. And for example, if you are getting Krishna in your dream, doesn't mean that Krishna is blessing you. Rather, we need to start to learn Bhagavad Gita, for example. So this is what, if we might have did this already, we might definitely not encounter any problems in our life. But that is the reason why we have to be very much aware of all our soul level problems. Soul will always try to communicate through any of these means: dream, coincidences, meditation experience, the words coming through your master, say the intuition feeling. So we need to be very much aware. The other problems can be due to the other creatures, for example, the problem that is coming through the animals, for example. Let's say you got bitten by a dog, I don't know, and all many other things, like 9% of the things we will suffer because we don't know our true potential, and that may cause from these five elements, the five elements which are governing this earth, they may give you the some other problems, but the main focus in level 1 is the Adhyatmik. So Adhyatmik is what we will see, but this 9% and 1% which will caused by the nature, for example, is not at all something that we need to focus as of now. It will come in level 2 of spiritual tablets. So you can, how to say, you can, as of now, don't have to concentrate. So this, for example, COVID, which happened through this Adi Devi concept. It happened because of this group conscious. It happened because of the nature. So you cannot do anything in that case. It is bound to happen. But you can, of course, escape from those kind of problems. But you may encounter, but you may escape from that when you are prepared, very much very well prepared with your admik level problems. So by understanding these three levels, we would now definitely know we can come out of any of the problems. The 90% at least you can overcome by your own self. You don't have the need of the help of five elements. You don't have the need of the nature, the god. But 90% of the things in our life we can overcome by ourselves. So yeah, so here you could see it's a consolidated one. So we agree for the fact that we are suffering due to our ignorance. And once you understood that, start to know and keep the required energy, practice, intent, and time. So this is what we need to take out of this first concept, suffering. Okay, I'm suffering. So now what I have to do, I need to know the reason of the suffering. Root cause is what you need to understand. And once you understood the root cause, you need to clear it by doing enough amount of meditation. When you do enough amount of meditation, you will get lot and lot of cosmic energy. By doing meditation, once you start to receive energy, you will start to clear your problems, and you will also you will understand what you are supposed to do and what you are not doing. Everything you will be very much aware of. So that is the first concept. And second, everything is possible, nothing is impossible. So I am soul, not the body. Many roles and many lifetimes we took. So again and again we took birth, we learned a lot of lessons, but sometimes we may not learn lessons, and we tend to be in the comfortable zone most of the times. So these things we need to make sure, irrespective of how much ever spoon fed that we are, we have to still find out our responsibility, and we need to put planning, and we need to execute the things. If we are here in this world, it means we have our purpose, and we have to serve that purpose. So what seems impossible, the opportunity to learn them in the current or upcoming lifetime is always open. So even at your PG may have a cancer patient. If he is a cancer patient and he is at his fourth stage or whatever, the highest level, you could still make him to feel he could overcome that issue, and nothing is impossible. Even you may know that he may die maybe probably in 2 months or 1 month, for example, based on however he is, and maybe even soul level you will understand more than him what he's undergoing and what he wants. For him, dying is the right thing at the time, probably. And even you know that, but still you have to give him the necessary wisdom, at least by understanding that in his next life he may not repeat the same mistakes, and he will, you know, he will become an evolved being in his next lifetime. So come what may, you should never ever say no to any of the patient god who is approaching you, and you have to be always open in sharing your wisdom to them. Nature sent to you because you are supposed to do something to them. You have that responsibility. If not, the nature would have not sent them to you. So you have to have that in your mind. And everything is impossible. So why things may become impossible? If you don't put enough hard work. Without hard work, just keep in the mind, nothing is impossible. You need to keep putting some energy. Energy is investment. So if you want one day to get 1 lakh of money from your cupboard, only if you were keep putting 100, 200, or 3,000, 4 lakh, 4,000, 5,000, at one point it may become 1 lakh of money. If you have never invested, if you have never put any money, how come you could expect the result? If you want to cross the river, the boat is given to you, but it's your task to get up, sit inside the boat, and row it. If not, how come you will expect you to be automatically go to the other end? Of course, it may be possible, but here, when you are vibrating in this earth, which is vibrating in a particular consciousness, we have to be also sensible based on whatever the world is made out of. We have to be aware of that, the limitations, the constraints, everything we have to be aware of, and we have to work according to that level. That is what called as wisdom. Wisdom doesn't mean that once you become god, doesn't mean that you can do everything by sitting in the same point. By being with the situation, by having the necessary tools, whatever is given to you, is what the challenges is, what the process of life is, and we need to work accordingly. So everything is possible when we keep doing our hard work. If no hard work, then it is not possible. So if even after putting some hard work, if we are facing some problems, then we have to understand that there is some problem in the goal we have selected, because the goal is not aligned to your soul. You are constantly getting some problems. Doesn't mean that without even putting the hard work, you can't keep saying that, oh, I face this problem, and it means that maybe my soul, I have not put in my soul, so I'm probably not going into this side. You have to take a project, you need to keep work on it, you need to put some energy in it. Only then you will understand. All of a sudden, within a day, within some week, you can't simply say, oh, I think I put enough amount of hard work, but it seems to be it's not my cup of tea, and you can't leave that leave it like that. Okay. So make sure you meditate every day regularly. You will understand who you are, where you are. So that is the reason why we need to in meditative state every day regularly, so that we are always in constant connection with our soul. Once we are in our soul level, connected with our soul level, then you will never ever have the you know you never ever selected any other goals that are not in alignment with your life purpose. So the third one is you create your own reality. So we understand here again, it is the same stuff. The situation which we think they are bad are in truth are result of our past life karma. As part of karma, which are making our life hard, we need to definitely learn the spiritual lessons which are harder, definitely. So we always have to think in the global perspective. We always need to think in the soul's perspective. If at all, if we are attracting a difficult situation, only because we have to evolve, only because we have to understand certain things, we are attracting that situation by our soul. So you may think that it is bad, but for the soul, it is actually a good experience. So always think in that manner. Your soul has attracted something means you have to keep an idea or mindset that okay, my soul has attracted this. Maybe I have a little bit of lesson in it. Let me see what it is trying to convey to me, and you just execute it. Then you will beautifully see how it is, blooming. Slowly, you will see the life is paving you the way in a beautiful manner. And being in the present moment is something which we have to understand, because when you say that you can create your own reality, it means that you exist simultaneously in the past, present, and the future. So the future knows what are all the best probabilities, and it will attract that to your present moment. So when you go to sleep, obviously your astral body is gonna come out, and it's gonna go into plenty of other realms, and it is gonna put some calculations to your soul, and it comes out with a beautiful plan for your present moment. If you would have been very much aware enough, you might have known the concept or the project selected by your soul, and you will go in that path. But if you are not aware of that, you might have simply listened to some other people, and you might have ended up into some other you know um, some other goals. So sometimes we might have encountered, for example, let's say for example, you are getting some deja vu experiences. All these are coming because the deja vu experience, it means in the soul level you already made that calculation, and you went into that path in your astral level calculation, and now you are experiencing it for the second time. That is the reason you will get that deja vu experience. So whenever you get that, make just you appreciate yourself, because you are in the right track. That is that is the meaning behind the deja vu experiences. So we always have to be in the present moment. When we are present, when we be with our soul, we know where the soul is going in the future, we know where the soul came from the past, and we know where exactly the soul is as of now. And you select exactly what the option that you are supposed to select, and you will execute the life so that the life will become very beautiful. So the same thing you also have to keep in the mind whenever you are counseling to your PG, saying that he can understand his past, present, and future. And that is the third concept. And the fourth concept, do not lose any opportunity without exploring. So, which we already seen in the first 10-15 minutes of brief introduction. But yeah, unless you are sure that there is nothing to learn in a particular possibility, you should not leave. So, make sure that you completely went through all the even the little aspect of particular opportunity. Only then you have to leave it. If not, you keep hold of it, and you have to learn. And everything is created by us, either it is good or bad. So for example, if you are having a partner, and if you are getting always some troubles through her, because you are having, let's say for example, your partner is annoying you by I don't know, by not helping you. You are the only person who is always helping your partner, but your partner is not helping you, not even little bit. You may tend to attract this situation. When? Because you are also having this quality little bit in your soul level. In soul level, if you worked out, you would not, either you might have changed that partner's behavior, and he may immediately become a good person and he may start to help you, or nature will give you another partner, for example, who can understand you. Once you, only if you understood the situation. If not, if you also still have that quality, let's say in your mindset, if in your soul level, that you have to make this, you have to question yourself, where am I not am I not helping enough others? So you need to just have this feeling, you have to just have this, and question, you have to question yourself. Just this I am just giving as an example, not helping, but just similar to that, plenty of other cases, not only partner, but it could be with any others, like any people that you encounter. Your manager, for example, he is keep on annoying you, and you want to get a wonderful manager, for example. You need to maybe um, get a new job where your manager is so very kind. So in that aspect, you have to see there are many other aspects where you are also boss or manager to, in other fields, in other sectors. Maybe in your house you are a manager, and under you there are your children. So have you, were you maybe bossy with them? Were you not very much kinder with them? If that is the case, you will encounter these kind of things. So whatever you are getting from your environment, your people that you encounter, you need to think in a way that, okay, I got this situation, I got this opportunity. In this opportunity, I am experiencing this situation which is bad. Maybe I have that feeling also within me. Let me start to work on it. And you have to change. Once you started working on it, once you started putting the plan itself, you will see plenty of problems disappearing. That is the amount of kindness the nature ma is giving us. So you don't even have to worry, oh my god, how much ever the problem that I'm having, and what am I going to do? Will I be able to you know um, successfully complete all my lessons? You don't even have to think all those kind of things. Nature is just expecting you a very little amount of thing, a mustard amount of faith. If you have, you could even move the mountain, Jesus Christ says. So little bit of thing, if we start to do, will come and help you 1,000 times more than whatever the effort you are putting. So yeah, so that is, do not lose any opportunity, even from the bad opportunities. You have to learn, for expanding our consciousness, for learning to lead to a beautiful ending with a gift. Richard Bach always says we tend to attract difficult situation because we don't know the hidden gifts those difficult situations is carrying with them. So always the difficult situation will come to you in order that at the end you will get a nice gift out of it. So difficult situations are not for testing us, it's for our expansion of our consciousness and to learn. And all these situations we will attract because in order to get rid of our inbuilt fear, you know, all the ignorance will disappear only when we take the challenging situations. We will come out. If one person never experienced any difficulty, if one wants to become um, let's say for example a nicely built body, a muscle body, they have to go to the gym. They have to give some constant pressure, stress, wear and tear of the muscles. Only then the muscle will grow and you will get a beautiful body. If you would have done nothing and you would have constantly eating food, what we would have got at the end of the day? We might have become obese. So that is the idea of not to lose any single opportunity to lead to a beautiful ending with the gift of wisdom. Awareness of soul plan is necessary. Acceptance of good and bad incident. Both the things you need to understand and accept. Try to learn from all situations. Therefore, we need to keenly observe every opportunity, all the persons we need to, understand. We need to calculate all the situations that we encounter. We need to understand the experiences that we face, the feelings that we have whenever we encounter certain things. All these things we need to focus on these things. We should not just lethargically omit plenty of things that we are encountering. Hence, unless you are sure there is nothing to learn in a particular possibility, you should not leave it. Okay. So you are never given a wish without also being given the power to make it true. Fifth concept. In accordance with our life goal, we do get many thoughts, ideas, and experiences. Most of the time, we tend to lose the opportunities by thinking that we might not handle the particular task. But when we left the task in future, the particular task can be little harder. So be careful. When the opportunity comes at the right time, you just grab it. But if at all, if you left that opportunity, in the next life, you will regret and you will say, okay, this time I will surely overcome it. Give me in more, more amount of a greater effect so that I will easily overcome that. So before we are gonna attract negative situation, and negative doesn't exist, but a difficult one, we can start to learn whenever in a easy way. So if at all if we are leaving the any tasks or any opportunity, it is purely because of laziness, and there is no zeal in accomplishing the tasks. So all laziness is the opposite form of love. GK sir once told to me. So if we are loving, then we need to understand our responsibility. If we understand our in soul level, we are this God which is existing everywhere, and we have our responsibility of doing good things to others and to ourselves. But if we don't do, is it called as love or laziness? So laziness is equal to opposite form of love. So never have the laziness, the feeling of laziness, which will take away the love from you, and you become, you will become, you will have a lot of hate. So hate is equal to laziness. You are hating others or you are hating yourself. You don't understand your own self. You don't understand your own potential. So you are lazy. If you would have understand your potential, you would have known how responsible you are and how much amount of responsibility you have. You would have not been lazy. So understand that you are powerful. You are a god, and take all the wishes and make it to true. So always we try to choose harder tasks. Let's say, for example, you are conducting meditation classes, and it for you it has become a easy deal. Now you have to conduct a meditation class in person. Then you need to move to another level. And after conducting meditation classes in person, that became easy task. Then you need to travel to another country, and there you may need to give your lecture, and then you have to go to United Nations, for example. So you have to take the difficult tasks. Always keep that in the mind. Only then you are keep growing. If you are keep doing the same thing, then you are keep staying at the same point. So no point in carrying out the tasks that doesn't have any difficulties in it. So accept the fact that you will suffer for a while, but definitely, as we saw in the previous slide, there is some gifts that are going to accompany the difficulty. So two types of desires are there: personal goal, group, and social goal. So as I said, whenever you have any wish It is not only for your own personal gain, but also for the gain of this society. So if you don't do anything because of the laziness, you are not doing that for your own self, and also not doing that for the improvement of the social welfare. At one point we will understand that both the goals is equal to the same thing. I want to become, let's say, a great music personality. Then it is equal to the desire of the group, the social, the society as well. A spiritual music healer you can become, for example. You could heal the total world, which is undergoing a lot and lot amount of sorrow, you know. So as I said already, you need to keep moving. You need to construct, let's say, for example, pyramid center. You need to go from village to city, from city to country. So whichever we saw, whichever we were spoken, and this is also we told. So we are existing in three different forms: so past self, present self, and future self. And future self will give you more happiness and more learning in less time. So do your meditation, get yourself um, the knowledge that came from the space, from the other dimension. So you will become more happy because you learned, you are more knowledge enough, you won't suffer. Suffering is due to individual ignorance. And as we said, a dream is a probability, master's message is a possible probability of the goal that you have to select. A third eye experience is equal to a, uh goal that you are supposed to select as well. And again the same thing. So why we cannot receive messages from higher self? Probably it's because of laziness and fear. We are the soul and we are everywhere. So just keep meditating. Regular practice of meditation will definitely give you fruits. So following represents our spiritual progress, which may be either equal or one step above or one step below to our present spiritual goals. So in this we can understand, for example, like attracts like means if you are attracting some people, those who are not really helpful in your soul growth, then you could see, you have to say to yourself that this is not at all helping to myself, and it means that you are one step below. That is the reason why you are attracting those kind of people in your life. But if you are attracting some enlightened masters in your life, you are growing in a high phase, so you are attracting those kind of people or those situations. So if you are, like, you have to analyze yourself by understanding, by if imagine you might have become a non-violent person, but you are encountering a lot of violent people in your daily life. It means you have to do something to that. Not only it is enough that once you become non-violent person you can enjoy your life, but you have to also help those beings whichever is undergoing the violence. By doing what? By doing something that you could contribute to, so that they won't do the violence to them, for example. So when you start to work, you will tend to attract people, those who are working for those causes. So you will have always positive mindset people, like-minded people in your circumstance. And we always need to learn from people who we face in dreams, in meditation experience. As I said, in dreams, if we meet Patriji, it means we need to start to learn Patriji's concepts. If we get the dreams of GK sir, we need to learn from GK sir. If we get anything, our parents, even of our wives, our children, we need to learn something. So similarly, we saw this already in our previous explanation. We suffer because the same thing is the same imperfection from the other people is present also in ourselves. That's the reason we are getting those kind of trouble giving people. So we need to keep correcting ourselves instead of correcting the situation. If we correct our inner self, we can happily yesterday nicely one of our meditator, one of my friends told, Karthikeyan and recently met in this Buddha Purnima meditation. He told nicely that whatever our inner is, however the feeling that we are having is what going to attract our external situation. So once you correct that feeling, okay, now I felt agitated. Why I felt agitated? Because uh, because the some other person behaved in that way and that is affecting me. Okay, but is it gonna help me? No. Is it gonna help him? Am I like this? I am like this? No. Then why you have to be like this? Just say to yourself and change your feeling. You become the feeling. You feel more loving. You feel more forgiving. You feel more, you communicate to the soul. Then naturally you will understand something better. You will feel more happier before you will feel. So this kind of thinking we need to have in life. And once we start to work on ourselves, we will understand slowly that we are nothing but we are God, and we are having our God which is residing in this body, and this God is nothing but our soul, the speck of God which is existing everywhere. So seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness first, and then all else will be added on to you. It was beautifully given to us by Jesus Christ. So the kingdom of God is within you. It has been constructed very well. So come what may, don't worry. God is there to give you a hand. You, everyone might have, you know, um, left you. Your father, your mother, your brother, your children, your spiritual children, or your best friend. But God is there. God is the ultimate. God is the supreme. And you are that. The remaining all will come on their own once you understood that God is there within you. So you need to give this wisdom to your spiritual children, and it will take a lot of time for you to understand how to understand this. Okay, I am God. I don't know. I'm equally facing the pain. I'm having a lot of bad desires. I'm having a lot of materialistic goals. I'm having a lot of physical level goals. So am I a god? Of course, may not know, but profoundly you are that. How to make it to come to the physical level is to keep writing everywhere. For example, in your bathroom, in your kitchen, in your room, write this kind of spiritual tablets or this quotes. For example, GK sir, he did that when he was doing his MBBS studies. He did that way of writing things. Once you start to, you have to think in your pen so that it becomes the reality. So start to write instead of having things on your head. Start putting the things on the paper. Once you put the things on the paper, you just stick on your wall. Say that you are God and God is everywhere, or seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness first, then all else will be added on to you. All these nice quotes you have to write and stick on the walls, so that every time whenever you are seeing that, by seeing that, your being will change, your thoughts will change. You know, once you have to see, you have to know that this exists, then you have to understand, then you have to visualize it, then you have to practice it, then you become it. So there is no secret, everything is possible. And seeking the internal kingdom of God means what? Okay, you stick the papers on your wall. Okay, but still I have my materialistic goal. But you have to now make the desire, change the desire. You read a lot of spiritual books now. Share a lot of meditation experience. Share your meditation. Do meditation, lot of meditation. Become a vegan. Become a non-violent being. So the goal is to not to hurt anyone else. If you are suffer, you are giving the suffering to others. If you are gonna kill others, if you are going to get milk from the other beings and not to give, and by not giving the milk to their own children, then definitely, if you are giving suffering to their children, what else you will expect your children to have? The same thing. Whatever you cost to others is what you will receive. You give goodness to others, you get the goodness. So see in every minute perspective wherever we are doing faults. If at all, if we are getting little amount of suffering, it means that we are giving that little amount of suffering to others, so we are getting that. So if we want to get rid of all these things, we have to become a god. Becoming a god is being non-violent, not having all the six passions: kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, macharya. So you have to get rid of the anger, get rid of jealousiness, get rid of all the lust and greediness and the being egoistic. You know, we should never have any fear. So with all this, once we start to practice meditation, veganism, and reading a lot of spiritual books, and then we will open our third eye. So once we have our third eye, of course, we know what to do, when to do, why to do, and so what to do after knowing this truth? Then it is necessary to leave everything. The answer is not need to leave. Just be there. You could be a businessman, continue a businessman, but be a god. God means what? All the qualities that we saw above. Because you became a vegan, or you became a plant-based person, or you don't want to hurt anyone, and doesn't mean that you have to leave all these things. Yeah. Common people, so we need to change our priority. Common people feel in education, job, money is enough, but present day pandemic and our day-to-day experience have shown us that money cannot buy everything, which we already discussed. Our present potential is not good enough, and hence sufferings and physical issues. So if we prioritize knowing our true potential and realizing the god within, then remaining things like money, health, happiness, all will follow. Here we can compare knowing our true potential to a building and materialistic things to shadow. So middle path is always necessary. If you are in this planet Earth, it means you are having this physical body. So both have the equal weightage. You have to also give enough amount of time to your physical aspect, also the enough amount to your spiritual aspect. So in a day, half of the day you give to your soul, half of the day you give to your physical. So make sure whatever the activities that we are selecting, let's say for example, you want to cook, and there is another opportunity which is asking you to conduct a session. Which one will you select? Cooking or conducting a session? And you have a choice, someone else could come and cook. Definitely you have to select the cooking option. To give, you have to giving the cooking option to your friend, and you have to select the conducting the session spiritual session. So these kind of things, at the same time, at the same given time, you can have two probabilities, but which you have to select. The thing which is always going to help you in the soul level, that is the thing you need to select. But only if you are going to be there, you have to make sure how you are going to do both the things by yourself. And spiritually, we should keep desires for spiritual growth, and whatever comes, we should leave it. So this is something not GK sir gave us mentioned here, but Patriji. So he also told to us in his last session last year. So that's why I wanted to convey that again. Um, so whatever the aspects, whatever the goals that we are having, spiritual goals, um, sorry, the desires, whatever the desires that we have to have only in the spiritual level. But let's say, for example, you are having the desire of constructing the pyramid or whatever, you may tend to think that you should not get some money when people are giving it. You are supposed to get some money when you when the situation comes to you, but you have to leave it. You should not cling to it. Some example, so just I am giving an example, and you have to leave it to what nature gave that to you, so that it flows through you. You should not grab it, you should not block it, you should not grab and accumulate the money for yourself. If the nature is giving you money, the money has to be in a flow. It has to be, everything is a flow in the nature. Nothing can become stagnant. So make sure, if the nature is giving you something, get it and leave it, give it. So that is the concept we need to understand. At whatever the given situation, make sure you are craving for the spiritual desires and not the physical desires, because the materialistic cravings, materialistic things, of course, as we know already, it is going to destroy at one point. So many object sciences are there. Kindly get in touch with GK sir and many senior masters. If at all, if let's say, for example, you have a right hand and if you have your left hand, whichever the dominant hand for you, some are right handy, some are left handies. So for left hand is the dominant hand. So imagine if you get hurt in your left hand for some reason, then you have to make sure that, okay, in my give and take, or in my desire of spiritual things, whatever I did, if you are a right hander, your dominant hand for you is the right hand, and if you got hurt, for example, what am I doing wrong in my spiritual level things, services? And if you are getting hurt in your left hand, and if you are right handy, then for you, what is the thing that you are doing wrong in your materialistic aspects? Lot and lot of objective sciences are there. So get in contact constantly with Dr. GK and many other masters, those who are seniors are here, and get nice clarity with the object science. So spiritual wisdom, recognizing our true potential and expanding our consciousness. So whatever you are craving, make sure you have to crave for your third eye. you know Instead of craving for your giving pleasure to your two eyes, the physical eyes, if there is a spiritual thing that you could crave for, so that you could activate your third eye, that is what you are supposed to crave for. So always crave for the great things. And similarly, whatever I told you before, whatever, you have to act as like like a channel. So don't be like someone who is, you don't think that nature is giving to you an abundant and you have to stock it. You have to give it, share it. trust the universe. Advanced spiritual masters who are completely connected to the universe don't even need to ask for, they are always provided. So once you understood that you are a master of your destiny, you are the god, you don't even have to ask. Even the physical desire, the spiritual desire will at one point it will start to leave you, and if at all if you have any desire, it should be in the spiritual aspect. But you have to have no desire. Universe know what to give, what not to give. So whatever we are willing and wishing from nature, first we have to do the same to nature. So giving is the best form of receiving. So this concept, the ninth one, whatever you wanted, as I said previously, you wanted happiness, you give happiness to others. You don't want suffering, you don't give suffering to others. So means whatever we are seeking for, that we have to give it to others first, then we become god. The answer for this question would be, whatever the happiness or knowledge which are willing to seek is definitely necessary for others. So because we know now others are also equal to you, every beings are equal to you, other beings are also god, then the other person is going to come and ask you something, you have to give him that. You could not say simply no to him. Only then the people or the spiritual masters above us will come and help us. We are all in a loop, connected loop, and others are suffering. That means we are also suffering. So we have to help them. Whatever we know, when we give others in different ways, as follows. So by using different explanation methodologies, by writing books, by teaching. So we have to keep trying things, like whatever the best way is possible, we need to give that, and through that we have to give. So only Patriji keeps saying this. Patriji, he always kept saying, if you know A, teach A. If you know B, teach B. If you know C, teach C. So you can't say simply, oh no, still I didn't get my third eye, how come I can teach people? But you might have get rid of your physical level problems, for example. You might have not fallen ill for the past 5 years. Teach that. So once you teach those small things, whatever you achieved so far, then the nature will open its door and it gives you more and more wisdom, so that you will share to others. So yeah, anything you are getting, you have to share. It could be wisdom, it could be money, it could be love, it could be anything. And four grand principles of Veda, and this is the last point. What comes out of your mouth is you know more concerned than what is going inside your mouth. So this always GK sir, he explains in this four cardinal principle from the Veda. Pragyanam Brahma. So you need to understand that the wisdom is God. So once you understand the wisdom is God, you become Brahma by understanding the wisdom. And now you are Brahma. Who is Brahma? The knowledge, the wisdom is Brahma. And Sarvam Kalidam Brahma, which means everyone is God, not only you. So, in order to make them aware of they are Brahma, what you need to do? You have to make them to understand that they are also equally God by teaching them wisdom. Once the wisdom is completed, now Tattvamasi, I am that. So, we are that. We all will become God conscious. There is no suffering, there is no pain, and everything is godliness at the time. So make use of the things that is coming out of your mouth. If you say anything, if you utter a word, it creates anything. So yeah, this is what the concept traffic signals. So I hope you all nicely enjoyed this session, and sorry for taking 4 minutes extra of your valuable time. So thank you so much. If you got any questions or doubts, feel free to ask now. Thank you. Yeah, I think Gina asked. Sorry. Um,
Hi,
Again, sorry. Can you please? Yeah.
hi, Arputha.
Hi, Gina.
Hi. Yeah, it was a really good session. Yeah, my question is there you talked about karma in many of the slides. I was wondering if you do bad deed, obviously bad deed is going to come back to you. But is there a way through meditation, through the universal law, where you can burn your bad karma? You know, especially
Yeah.
if you have difficult relationship with certain people, and unconsciously you may have said some stuff that might have hurt that person, and that person may have said stuff that may have hurted you. Um, so that was my question. Is there a way around karma, or is it's just a universal law where every action's got opposite reaction?
Exactly, Gina. So you understood. So karma is always there, but you can overcome the karma, as we know, through knowledge. Let's say, for example, you got an exam and you failed in that exam in your school, and the teacher is going to give you some imposition of writing that particular the poem or whatever for 10 times or 5 times, and you can do that. That is what the karma is. So the karma is gonna make you to suffer by you know, making you to undergo certain difficulty so that you learn that. But imagine, even after writing, the teacher's understanding why she is going to give you ask you to write that for 5 times is maybe at least after writing 5 times you might have learned that. But imagine, even after writing 5 times, you didn't learn that. For example, you don't know that still. You didn't. It didn't work for you, and you couldn't say that, or you couldn't write it by yourself without saying. Then, what is the point of again going through all this 5 times process? But imagine, you wrote just only one time, and next day you were telling to a teacher, "Sorry, teacher, I just wrote for one time, but now I know the concept. I can explain you. Can I?" So then what she will say? Okay, go ahead and explain. And she knows now you really understood the concept well, and now she's happy. So once you are understood certain things, there is no need of again punishing you. She will definitely not going to ask you to, no, you have to go again, right? Now you are perfectly okay with that concept, whatever she wanted to teach you, and you are saying that. So you don't have to undergo a lot of pain because you gave the pain to others, but you have to realize whatever you did so far, and now you need to do the right action. So karma is karma can be deleted through the knowledge. Knowledge is, let's say, for example, you made someone to suffer, but making you to suffer again is not going to help in any way. But you can now stop giving the suffering to others, and for example, you can also start to work on it. Once you start to work on it, for example, creating awareness or not to give the same thing to others, all these things are adding points to not to go in that karmic cycle again. Hope that answered.
Yeah, I understand. Is it a time frame, or there's no time frame, or it just
No,
happens
no time frame. You
once
understood some
there is a
concepts. It could take one lifetime, it could take a day, it could take 1 week. So everything, whatever is important is, once you understood that, once you experienced that profoundly in your soul wise, then no need of time limit.
Okay. So now, even if you're given many years of suffering to somebody, if you realize it one day and you're conscious about what you've done and you are asked them for forgiveness, you know that
Yeah,
you past it.
doesn't matter.
Mhm.
It's you. It's you who is you, again at that time also you have your own free will. If you select oh, I gave literally this amount of suffering to others, I want to suffer. That is the soul state. So you will see in other concept, maybe the different evolution of soul. The baby soul is there, infant soul is there, young soul, mature soul. You might have heard this. And then if at all, if you are a matured soul, you are a transcendent soul, you will definitely not again ask the God to give you the same situation. You might have been thinking in a way that, no, okay, I did this wrong, now I have to help others, maybe, so that at least this can be prevented, to so that many beings can be escaped from this particular thing, rather than I again undergo this particular suffering. So which means you are a transcendent or an enlightened soul, like that.
Okay, thank you
If
very
you are a
much.
young soul, yeah, then again, yeah. Thanks, Lina.
Yeah, speak to you soon.
Yeah, Premaji.
Namaste, Arputha ji. Thank you so much for today's session. You made the session sounds, engaging and easy to understand. Um, that's very good. And I got 3 questions for you. My first questions to you is like you did actually explain about soul level quality, right? So the question I have is how one can change soul level quality. For example, the same example that you have given earlier was when you're attracting an unhelpful partner, right? So how do one will work within themselves of changing that soul level quality? Do they have to do manifestation? Or is there any other way that we could able to work on this?
Yeah, so nice question, Premaji. So this concept, there is another one concept called dynamic and static concept in spiritual tablets. You would come across maybe very soon. So this dynamic and static concept will also play a role. For example, let's say, for example, you are calm, composed, quiet, whereas your partner is annoying you or troubling you or anything. And in that way, if you start to work on yourself, for example, okay, he is becoming angry on you, for example, and first thing we need to understand is, okay, even am I having little bit of that in me? So the soul quality is always like loving. Soul can never hate anyone. Soul, because soul cannot be hurted, soul cannot be destroyed. So how a soul will be is like always happy, irrespective of any situation. Even if you put the soul in fire, it cannot be tortured, right? So what is, you can happily put me, I will still enjoy. So that is the state of the soul. So if that is the case, because we have our physical body, we suffer. So what we need to understand here is, the soul still wants to get even more shapen. That is why it took this body. The soul will have this 6 passions generally whenever it comes. This, as I told, this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, machaya. So kama is like kind of lust, greediness, getting everything for me. And then you have jealousiness. Oh, he got that, that kind of feeling. And then when you have anger issues, fear issues, um, you know, these kind of greediness. So again, these kind of, how to say, the bad things one soul should not have. So these things, what I am saying as a quality of a soul. So first point is to see where we are am I having any of these, could be either more or lesser. It could, if I have that, so first eliminate that. And also second point is, see the best quality in your partner. Because why the nature has put your partner to you is, you both can learn from each other. He has to learn something from you and you have to learn from him, for example. So if he didn't learn from you, first you start to learn from him. Any person could have even little bit of goodness in them, in any sector, in any of the quality. So just to try to find out what is that particular small thing that they have and we don't have. If you start to learn that, that part will be completed. Whatever the purpose that person is with you now, that part will be over. So what will happen is the soul of that person will now come into action. That soul will now start to feel that, oh, that soul which is living next to us, it did its part, it did its duty, and it's now done. Now I am like blocking its way. So now that soul will start to realize that, and then it will start to learn something from you. Then it will start to listen to you, for example. So that is what called as static and dynamic concept, where you need to start to also learn the small little habit or any goodness that you can see from your partner, for example. Then naturally your partner will start to give that trouble. The person is giving you trouble because you are not supposed to do whatever you have to do. If you would have seen the right point, then you would have started learning. Then obviously the trouble factor might have not came. In spect you might have got some, the opposite of that, the goodness, good component. But if you are getting any negative or feeling like that, you have to see this static dynamic concept. This is called, soon you will study, maybe, probably. Yeah.
So, breaking down to that question, Apurdaji, it's a very well explained, right, what you just told me. But if I want to deepen the knowledge of understanding the static concept and also the 6 stages that you mentioned earlier, is there any particular books or something that we could able to go through? That is my first breakdown question to this first question. Second question I have is, if just say if we have a PG who has this problem, right? And how do we actually explain to them? As in, okay, explaining is one thing, just like what you explained, but one has to realize it, right? To how to overcome the soul level qualities, right? How will they do that? That is why I was asking, do we need to do via meditation or manifestation, or how do we work on that with the PG?
That's the toughest part, Premaji. So,
Mm,
let's say they are not at all aware so far, right? So, if they are encountering
mm,
any diseases, for them the first thing that they will get in their mind is going to a doctor, physical level, allopathy, get some tablets, medicine, and get rid of some problems. But that is not going to help them in any way. But we understood these concepts, and if at
yeah,
all, if you are attracting, as it's not only applicable for them, it's also applicable for us. So
yeah,
we are attracting them means obviously nature will not give them, will not send them to us if there is no purpose in it. So maybe you have to go start very slow and steadily. So be with them, you have to do the process with them. First, initially you have to start with the 12 tablets of spiritual tablets. So that is the basic for everyone. Do meditation, do guru meditation, do book reading, and once they start meditation, it's only then they will come and listen to you. If not, they will never come and listen to you. So don't just go directly asking them what is your problem and giving the solution. Don't do in that way. But you have to just listen to them. The 7 experiences, as I said, right? So
right.
the 7 experiences you have to listen. The dream experience, everything is. We also have to understand, like in detail, what they are coming for. It is very very important, as I said in the
Mm,
beginning. It's like operating someone. So operating the soul. So you have the responsibility. So just have that intention itself, then the nature will guide you, and that person will also get benefit out of you. And for the books, as you asked me, these things, I think only in spiritual tablets I learned, but the 6 passions and all you could see everywhere. There's also a book written by Dr. GK. You can ask to Sindhu,
mm,
problems and spiritual solutions for
problems.
any.
Right, right,
Yeah,
sure. I will get touch with Sindhu on that, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
my second question is, um, we were talking about this concept where Adhyatmik, Adibautik, and Adidaivik, right? So my question to you is this three afflictions has any influence of our past karma? And that is why we are encountering these three
Exactly.
A's.
Yeah, that first Adhyatmik is what based out of the karma.
Right.
So when you say Adhyatmik, uh, difficulty, Adya means difficulty, and Atmik is your soul. So you
Okay.
are getting that affliction through your soul. So soul is having the karmas in past life, present life, and you have to work out on it to get the better future. So that is the first part. The 90% of the problems that we encounter is through Adhyatmic, and then the second Adi Bautik or Adi Daivik. So Adi Daivik and Adi Bautik, you don't have to worry, and it will happen. You can't change by yourself. It is the the global external things.
Even
So
the
first you have
global,
to
sorry
sorry.
to interrupt. No, so what I was trying to ask, even the global or naturally disaster is happening, is when we being part of that natural disaster and being a victim of it, is that also because of our past karma? And that is why we are there at that point of time when that natural disaster is happening?
Exactly, yeah. We could always say in that way. So if we didn't understand the intuitions, for example, I think once GK sir was, when he was taking this session, he was saying as he was about to take one flight from let's say Chennai to Delhi, but somehow the some his car driver made him to go late to the airport, and he had to cancel the flight. But something wrong happened in the flight, it seems. So when it landed in Delhi, the exact flight he was supposed to go. So these kind of things will happen. So see how the nature protected someone. For example, those who follow his soul path, those who follow our nature wants people, those who are aligned with their soul purpose.
Right,
If we are not aligned with our soul purpose, then obviously we don't care of ourselves and we don't want to live. So nature will also think in a way that okay, we are bored of our life, and maybe it will give us more better opportunity, maybe by giving us some other trouble. Then we will start to think, oh, why did I attract this situation? Then we will start to meditation, for example.
right, right. Got it. And my last question to you, like today we went through this traffic light list, right? That you took us one by one. Is this actually also known as spiritual tablet, just like how we went through the past last two sessions where we went through the 1 to 6 and 7 to 12 tablets? Is this also considered tablets as well, wisdom tablets?
So yeah, so in spiritual tablets, it's similar to when you go to an allopathy doctor, he will give you, for example, if you got diabetes, he will suggest you 3 to 4 tablets to eat. If it is a minor headache or something, he will give one tablet paracetamol. I don't know. So similarly, in spiritual tablets also, they beautifully came up with this kind of series called one tablet series, 2 tablets, 3 tablets, 7 tablets, and the 12 tablet is the maximum, that first one. So that is nothing to do
Yeah.
with this one. So 12 tablet is 12 tablet. That's it. It's like 12 tablets one person has to take, so that some particular disease will go. And some person, if they take only 2 tablets, then fine. For them, like the dynamic static concept, it is coming under 2 tablets. So you just have that 2 tablets, this problem will go. So you have no link between any of the tablets. It's simply whatever the problem that you have, based on the tablets, the intensity of the tablets will be there, or just the name of the tablets. It doesn't even have to mean that okay, oh, I got 7 tablets, it means it's bad, nothing like that. It's name of the tablet.
Got it.
And
Got
this
it.
one is traffic signal is simply it's not 6 tablets or
Sorry
whatever it
to
is.
interrupt. I'll have a
Yeah,
word with this.
yeah, go ahead,
So
Anjana
here,
ji.
Prema ji,
Yes,
the
Arputha.
traffic signal of the soul
Yeah,
is for the backbone. Okay. So any person suffering from backbone or spinal cord diseases
right,
will have to go for the traffic signals.
right, right. So it's
Okay.
specifically for someone who suffer with
Any
the back
person
pain.
suffering from backbone related to backbone, hips, joint, arthritis, sciatica. So we explain him the traffic signal of the soul. So all the 10 signals are explained. Once he learns through all these signals, he gets the lesson through the 10 traffic points, his backbone disease gets overcome. So this traffic signal is very important for the spinal cord.
Wonderful.
Yeah?
Got
So
it.
all backbone related problems, you have to refer to the traffic signals.
Got it. But
So
if
it is the
you
backbone
recommend,
of the body which is referred to as traffic signal.
Got it. Anjanaji, just to add on that, so if we're going to recommend this to a PGU as backbone, we're going to give this traffic list,
Yeah,
traffic light list, right? But do we
yeah,
also, prior to giving them the traffic light list, are we supposed to introduce that 12 tablets first?
yeah. You have to introduce 12 tablets. So now basically you concentrate what is being taught. Don't worry about the PGs. Why? Because after this L1 course, you will be given a practical training how to handle the PGs.
Got it.
Right? So you will be taught how to handle the PGs. What first you go through the material and try to implement them in your own self. Then, as we all gone through after the course, we all were taught how to handle the PG, what to say to the PG. You'll all be going all through this. There'll be continuous assessment again. You'll revise all the tablets. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So as the backbone is very important for the body because every nerve impulse goes through that main backbone. So therefore, it is called the traffic light.
Got it. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Anjanaji and Arputhaji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Anjanaji, for popping in and giving your beautiful wisdom. So, as I said, all our senior masters will have profound experience and journey. So, we have to be ready to get the information from all our senior masters. Yeah. Yeah, Purnima.
Hello, Arputha. Thanks for the session. Wonderful session. Thank you. I just have one question. Basically, the principles of Veda you taught us at the end. So I'm just not very clear on the difference between the second and the fourth. Aham Brahmasi and Tattvamsi. So like the second one is I'm God, but then the fourth one I'm that. Like I'm just trying to understand the difference between those two. I thought both means the we are God, isn't it? Something like that. So I don't know. Maybe if you can explain that a bit more in detail, that would be great.
Yeah, Aham Brahmasmi is how to say Aham Brahmasmi is I am God. Let's say. So you are correct, Purnimaji. Let's say
Shall I explain?
go ahead, Anjanaji. More experienced.
I am Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi means I am God. Correct? Second is Tattvamasi means you are also God. Means I see the God in you. Everybody is part of the same super consciousness. So Tattva means you are also God. Clear? The second one. The third one is Pragyanam Brahma. That everywhere, whatever you see, the wisdom is God. Pragyanam means the wisdom which you are getting is God. And Sarva Khalidam Brahma means everywhere, whatever you see is the super consciousness. The super consciousness is the true God or the true essence which is residing in everybody. Clear? As you go through all these spiritual, again taught the four cardinal principles. These are called the cardinal principles. And again, whenever you are taught, you will be taught again. Okay,
Cool.
clear?
Thank you.
The meanings are clear?
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Next question.
Thanks, Purnima. Hi,
Yeah,
Aishwarya.
yeah. Thank you so much, Arputha, for your excellent session. The question for me is, and you have mentioned that you are never given a wish without also being given the power to make it true. So, is this applicable only when we have spiritual thoughts, spiritual wishes, or is it applicable in all verse of our life, both physical and spiritual?
Both. It is
Okay.
related to both because wherever there is a wish, there is always the power. If you see in your real life also, if you want to cook food, if you have an idea, then only you'll cook the food. So if there is a desire to eat something, you'll cook that also. So both will go hand in hand. Means the Shakti is always inside you if you have a desire. Desire and the power goes hand in hand.
But if the desire is not really good for my soul plan, but still, if I'm if I'm moving ahead with that and to achieve the desire, is it going to give me more karma, or how do I actually know if
And
it
it
is
depends
really
upon you. You are judging the desire. It is good or bad. So
okay?
you have to introspect. What is my desire? That is what we learn in meditation, that when we introspect, oh, this desire is not good for my soul purpose, I will not go for that. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
I
that
think
comes
you
with
should-
meditation, and meditation will give you that judgment power, oh, this is good or this is bad.
Okay, okay. Then I think you have already answered my next question. The goal which we want to achieve is not in alignment with our current life
Yeah.
soul plan needs. And it is completely using our third eye, using our meditation, using our
Yeah, correct.
intuition. We have to identify what is good and bad for us, and we have to move towards it. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
correct. Thank you.
Very much.
Any other questions? Over. That was a big session today, 10 traffic signals. So let me ask two questions. Which book is referred as you create your reality? Revision. Which book is referred as you create your reality? Yeah, Rohit.
Set wisdom.
Yeah, very good. State wisdom. Okay. Who coined the word that you attract difficulties because there are gifts hidden in it? Which book has this sentence? You
By
attract
Dr. Bhatt.
difficulties in life because there are gifts hidden in it.
Dr. Bhatt.
Yeah, Richard Bach. In the book Illusions, you can read and go through that back. Most of the traffic signals are in this book, Richard Bach's Illusion. Yeah. So everything is possible and nothing is impossible. So I add one point here, like salvation when you say, or the enlightenment. Regarding this line is there. Why? Because if you don't achieve salvation in this lifetime, there is another lifetime you can have. So nothing is impossible means it's not this life only you have to do any task. So it can be possible in the next lifetime. Suppose at the age of 92 have a passion of dance, but because of your health restriction, you can't dance. That doesn't mean you can't start now. You can go through the videos, you can have the knowledge of the dance, you can take dancing lesson, and in the next lifetime, you can become a dancer. You can fulfill that desire. So this is a very important saying that nothing is impossible means salvation can be attained in next lifetime also. Right? Any other doubts you have, or we'll end the session? Thank you all for patiently listening to Arputha, and thank you, Arputha, for sharing your knowledge. So we end the session.